What's up, guys? It's Triff Gaming here. This is my top 8 San Salvador deck profile, and we just bubbled out here at YCS Vegas. We got finished 8-2 and still didn't top. Ridiculously annoying because you travel the world to play Yu-Gi-Oh! You drop 3K and you don't even top at 8-2. I think that needs to be fixed. I think Pokemon has a way to fix it where the X2s duel it out to top. I would love for Konami to fix that because going 8-2 and not topping is absurd. Anyways, I'm convinced I have the best deck in the room. And this is the same deck we took at YCS Salvador and destroyed everyone. It's Malice, Fiend, Bystial. All 3 engines, because if you get Lancet, you don't care. Doesn't play TB11, plays 1 cat. I'll get straight into the deck list, 1 rabbit. It makes it so if you get Lancet, you don't care whatsoever, and you just play Fiend, Bystial with Lubellion and all that stuff. Post ban list, regardless of what gets hit, with the exception of Moon, obviously, this deck will probably still be the best because if Mouse goes to 1 or Field Spell goes to 1 or whatever the balance might be, this is still extremely well positioned. The deck performed absolutely amazing, and anytime you get Lancet, you don't care. So let's get straight into it. You play 20 bombs, you play 20 hand traps. You play 3 mouse, 3 underground, terraforming, Sark, and only 1 of each of these EDs. Because of the Fiend combo or Lubellion, this is the full combo. These are the cards you want to see, not these. I don't play TB11, the card's ass, and you do not want to see too many normal summons. That's how you break when you mix Malice with things. Now, yes, we did not top this event, but it was 8-2 at a topping record, and I had the exact same move as San Salvador. We got top 8, and El Salvador, our only loss was in the top 8. The deck is truly incredible. These are the only Malice cards you need. These are the Fiend cards that you need. You don't need 3 track because you play 3 Lubellion. Mixing all these engines together is how you win the games because they're all special summons. Your only normal summons are these, and post side deck. Yeah, side events, yeah. We'll wait for the Winamat, which I'm gonna win. Okay, so these are the normal summons, and post side deck you remove 2 mouse, so you actually play 5 normal summons post side deck. Post side you literally remove these 3. So if your opponent Lancias you, who gives a shit? And you also set up Necroquip before they could potentially Lancia you. So even if they Lancia, you draw 1. And you just play Fiend with Bystial. So that's how you want to play the deck. If you get Lancia, you don't give a shit. And Lancia is searchable now. That's how you need to play it. So you don't want to ever start with Rabbit or Cat. You want to start with these. And the amount of pressure these cards apply, Lubellion included. Lubellion and Mouse requires 3 hand traps to stop. And you still lose. Because after that, after the 3rd hand trap, then you go Fiend combo. These are all absolute bombs in the deck, and you draw a Necroquip every time. You draw a Regain every time. You draw two a Chessy Cat every time because in combo, you special the cat and you search Underground. You don't even ever use Underground's effect if you already begin with it. So you draw 2 with this. You draw 1 with White Binder. You draw 1 with Lizard. So you draw 4 guaranteed on the turn 1 combo. And you play 20 hand traps. So with the and that doesn't even count Necroquip. And the Necroquip has 6 ways to draw. And on top of that, a Bow could discard to draw with Necroquip as well. So you have 6 ways to draw with Necroquip. You have the Regain. You have 4 ways to regain. So you have 4 guaranteed draws and maybe another draw. So you basically draw 5. It's Malice draw 5 combo. So you don't play Griffin. You don't play any of that bullshit. You just play Control Malice is what I call this. Because no matter what you draw, you have some form of cards that force interruptions. Lubellion and any Malice is auto win, and it applies so much pressure. And on top of that, Lubellion is a breaker going second, and going first, it applies too much pressure. Going second, you only play such a minor amount of Bystials, just 1 of each of these. So you can have the 6 Bystials for your 5 Malice normal summons, or if you're playing a deck that Bystials are not good against, like let's say against Malice or against Pure Ryzel, you have the ability to remove these 3, 1 Ball Drake and a Regain, and an MTP going second. So all those 6 go out for more hand traps. And the deck already means 20 hand traps. So you have 20 absolute bombs. And one more thing, if you do not draw a Malice card, Engraver on Lubellion is a game nonetheless. You're playing Fiends with Bystial. If you do not draw a Malice, all the Malice cards you might be drawing are the 8 absolute incredible cards. So if you draw these, you're still ending on 3 hand traps, IP Masquerena, Magnuma, Baldrake, Regain, like you 3 hand traps on top of that. You already auto win. So that's the beauty of the deck. It's 20 bombs, and they're all special summons and not just normal summons. Yeah, so the Bystial count, it's just these 3, that's it. So you play the 6, but against the deck's not great against, it's fine. Magnemite, Druids, you always keep even against every deck because Magnemite equals 2 monsters on board to start your turn. This card it should be banned for sure. So yeah, then 20 hand traps. Hand trap meta. It's a hand trap meta. 20 hand traps. So your opponent is not playing regardless whether you win the roll or lose the roll. And then you have all these absolute bombs. Doesn't matter which variant you have. If you have 4 hand traps in Liberian, you win the game. 4 hand traps in Engraver, you win the game. 3 hand traps, Lurie, Underground, you win the game. Lurie and Lacrima are not bricks in this version. Because if you have, obviously you'll have Underground or Terraforming or Gold Sark on top of all these things. So you just send your Chessy Cat to banish your other normal. So it makes Lurie and Lacrima not a brick, just how it is in Rise of Fiendsmith. So you have 20 hand traps and 20 absolute bombs. With these still counting as engines. So even though it's 20 hand traps, it's actually like 23 bombs because these are crazy with the Malice card. So that's the beauty of it. You play 20 hand traps, and one more thing as well. You play the 20 hand traps, but you also play 26 non-engine because going second, you could not give a less of a shit if these resolve or not, but these out detonator by themselves. So this deck has a problem with detonator. Why play Metatronus? And you can play in-engine cards that out them. So you have 10 ways to stop, 11 ways to stop it. Even if you don't combo, you actually have 14 ways to stop it because Nib paired with a hand trap, typically you'll draw 2 ways to stop dual drive if they cross the first one, and then you nib their ass. So you actually have 14 ways to stop detonator on top of the 20 hand traps. So it's an absurd amount of non-engine while still playing 20 absolute bombs. And then the 4 cards you could say are bricks, but they're not really bricks, are these 4. Regain resolves every time because any Malice card triggers a regain. Also, any of the 6 Bystials triggers a regain. So regain at the worst case scenario trades off as an upstart, so it does not count as a brick. These are the 3 I'm considering a brick. MTP is actually fine because when you have 4 hand traps MTP that searches your follow-up, these are the only bricks. But it's fine. You do not need TB11. Only noobs need TB11 to pull a great man. If you play Dotskeeper, you're behind. If you play TB11, you're behind. TB11 is not necessary at all. TB11 is only if you do not know how to combo. 9 times out of 10, you'd prefer to set TWC over it anyways. You do not need that. You side out MTP going second every game. I don't even want to name it main MTP. You draw 5. It's Malice draw 5 combo. So when you draw 5, guaranteed protected as well because of the in-engine combo. With guaranteed, like Lizard is only there to draw. It's not there to banish. Worst case scenario, use an advantage, but most Lizard's effective is for me to draw because you have so much monster, a plethora of monsters in the field. So you're always drawing, guaranteed. Like your first turn combo is Binder, set GWC after you pass Ash Blossom through. Obviously, they're gonna Ash Requiem or Engraver Extract or whatever that might be. After you pass that test, you GWC the Binder, you draw 1, you put it back, and you reset the GWC. And then on the opponent's turn, you set the MTP. So you're still resolving the MTP GWC. There's no reason for TB. So this always draws. Then no matter what, the Chessy Cat in-engine combo, you're searching. You are in-engine searching this and ending this at the end after your Nibiru proof. So at the very end of the combo, after you pass all the hand traps, this is banishing this. So you're drawing 2 from this, you're drawing 1 from this, you're drawing 1 from this, and then sometimes, so it's guaranteed draw 4, and I say on average, you're gonna either draw from this or this. Sometimes both, sometimes draw 6, it's draw 4, 2, 6, in-engine all the time. So that's why the 20 hand traps, it's like Eldritch Synchro, when you draw 5 hand traps, the board's irrelevant. And then what has the greatest follow-up in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh right now? It's Malice. That's how the deck is built. And yeah, the extra deck now. So those are 44 cards. 20 hand traps main deck. Post side deck is 26 hand traps. 26 hand traps post side versus every single meta deck plus 3 thrusts and a talent. The thrust and the talent versus pure Rizal, you're setting D barrier, going second after you clear the board, or you're getting talents. But thrust in this deck gets Gold Sark or Track. So thrust is extremely underrated going second because every deck, even if you hand trap them to fuck, they always have something. A Paradise, a Ash, a Veiler, a Lancia. So in this deck, thrust is crazy. Because when they thrust the Lancia, you clear the board like nothing, or they have Charming, so they have a baby board, then you set D barrier going second, which they never expect. The extra deck, and you can fit everything. You play these 3. Turn 1, I do not play Caesar, you do not need it. We'll see post balance, but IP Masquerade does a symmetric interruptions as Caesar does, but it's more versatile. And you want to go see after you pass the nib test with Necroquip and Engraver, you go sequence summon Desiree, you go underground after that. And then you have a link 2. You go immediately into a link 3. So you have Malice link 3 with Desiree. And you auto win. The end board is this full Malice stuff. SP. This is the full typical board and a pound. Draw 5, GWC, MTP, full Malice grave, but not Cryptor and Graveyard. We'll draw 5. So you're gonna obviously hit, this is 2-card combo with any Fiendsmith card and any Malice card. This is about 10 interruptions with unlimited follow-up. I would never lost in my life, not even once, not in my hundreds of duels with this deck. Even if you are allowed, if you get to Red Ransom, I have never lost a duel in my life when Red Ransom resolved, ever, or Binder. All you have to do is half play that, and then you win. So yeah, those are the Fiendsmith cards that we play. Sam and Pac play a similar list as well, but they do some differences. Okay, so this is that. Yeah, you play SP and IP. IP is the card. I do not play Cryptor because post side when you're removing half your engine, I try to make a bow Desiree is what you try to end on, without Malice cards. I'm not trying to play a Malice deck. I'm playing Malice control. I don't want to play Malice if I don't need to. So when you get Lancia, you basically maneuver to end on this board, which is quite easy actually. So I don't need Cryptor for that. And Cryptor, whenever you get Fualos, you end on IP anyways. It's the same thing as Cryptor. Bao is very good, obviously. Lizard for both reasons I mentioned. Type 1 is mandatory in this deck. You're playing 20 hand traps. When you stop your opponent from getting dual drive, you type on, crossing on the field, you type on them and set up 1 interruption, and you typically win the game versus that deck. The only Malice Link 3s you need Dark because the Fiendsmith engine gets the Necroquip in the mirror match. You side out half your Malice cards, so when they Lancia you, you don't care, but if they don't Lancia you, you stop them from playing through infinite hand traps, and you Dark their Malice, and then you play. So it's necessary. I never needed Cryptor once. So you need a Link Decoder in case you drop Bystial, and you need Access Code Talker. In theory, you could remove Access Code Talker for Cryptor. The Cryptor is win more. Never did I need Cryptor. Never did I need Cryptor. Never once did I think I wish they were in there. A board of draw 5 with this Banish 3, MTP, GWC. This is always game. 5 cards in hand, you're drawing 5. You have 5 hand traps. It's always game a million times because these two come back. Like you have Malice follow-up, and you have these two coming back. This will draw 5, 6 sometimes. This will, but I never got to in my life draw with this because they screwed before I have a chance, so it's unfortunate. And that's the extra deck. And the side deck are 3 Meows, 3 Perulia, 3 Lancia. You play 6 of these basically versus every deck except Pure Rizal. 3 Thrust, you put in this every time going second. If it's Pure Rizal, you put in this. If it's Pure Malice, I still put in Sanctum going second. Because through the Lancia, the Foalos, the Meows, they're going to end on a little baby board. You're going to out the baby board like nothing, and then you're going to set your own Sanctum. People are behind if they're not playing Malice Bystial. Do you just want to lose to Lancia that's searchable in the whole format? You need to be able to maneuver when you get Lancia. That's what this deck does. So when you get Lancia, you're able to set the auto-win card. Nice Pure Rizal deck, you can no longer do anything. This is why decks cannot just have one line of, like one linear line of play. Everyone's playing Tronus or Slayer. You need some form of thing to maneuver into, and it does it. So in the balance, when this deck gets destroyed, or when Rizal gets destroyed, or when Fiend gets destroyed, pretty sure a variant of all 2 of the best will be amazing because the opponent will not be able to game plan for that. It's extremely difficult to game plan for both. Extremely difficult. Are you going to shifter me or are you going to Lancia me? Pick your poison. You're going to lose anyways. That's the profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure this deck will get absolutely obliterated by the balance. It's probably going to be released in a few hours, but I hope the balance doesn't get released for another few weeks. Thank you. Bye.